see here. So we're talking about this 2-3s race, primarily a 3s race, right? I think there was maybe 3 or 4 2s in there, and some of these 3s had already raced. So 25 miles an hour, we did just under 26 miles an hour. You can see that my best 30-second power came in the last 30 seconds, which is neat. And but not much else to say. It really wasn't a hard race at all, because my plan was to try to be more patient. Right? I really am been trying to work on a weakness of mine, which is patience. Especially when I have good fitness. There's this good fitness curse, and when you feel good, you go with everything and you blow all your matches because you have matches to blow, and then you don't do well, right? And so, or I don't do well. So this race, I have another race coming after this, so I'm going to be super patient. You see this guy rolling up the road, basically maybe lap 1 or 2, and I'm not going with him. Most of the time, I would be chasing everything because I would like to get into a breakaway. And so I try to just sort of shotgun blast it and go with every single move, which then often I miss the one move because, I've been going with everything and I get really tired and then I can't finish well and whatever. Vegan excuses for days. So on this race, I am trying to be super duper patient because I have another race after this that I can sort of lean on. Mike Spikes is here. Tarun is here. Those guys work so well together, especially Mike Spikes. They are just such a good team. I don't know if they ride a lot together, but they really feel like they, I don't know, man, sense exactly what each person is doing. I don't know exactly at what point, but one of their Mike Spikes guys got off the front super early and soloed and lapped the field solo. So that was insane. It was right after a preem or right before a preem. I can't remember, but he launched an attack and then he was just floating out there like 20. That's not the guy. That's the guy from the first little attack. But there was a Mike Spikes floating off for 20 or 30 seconds. And, the way this course is and the way the wind is, it's like, oh man, we're going to catch him, no problem. But no one really put any work in to catch him, and Mike Spikes did such a good job of chasing everything to discourage anyone from making any sort of bridge attempt. So you can see here again, I'm just sitting on the back, relaxing, and up in the front there are guys trying to make this bridge move. They're trying to make something happen because there was this Mike Spikes guy way off the front, and so everyone's trying to get to him. But Mike Spikes is just patrolling the front, making sure that when you do go and you do burn your energy, you're going to have to drag one of them up to, with you. And so right here you can see this Mike Spikes guy. I know that he's sort of going to chomp at the bit. He's not going to let guys go up the road. And so I sort of was able to not accelerate with that, be a little more patient, be a little more conservative with the energy. And, that's what my whole plan was, right? I was trying to learn, or not really learn, but practice how to be more patient, how to conserve my energy. And so that's what I pretty much did the entire race. A lot of guys, again, they would try to make some sort of move up the road. And you'd have those freaking Mike Spikes dudes just on your wheel, which then makes it so discouraging because what are you going to do? You're going to really go in, you're going to burn your match all the way. Drag them up to the guy off the front only to then have them be fresh as daisies and then counter you. So, when you have a big team and a solid team, it makes racing super easy. This guy goes, and I'm just in the perfect position, right? I didn't want to touch the front at all unless I really knew that the move was going to go. But when I'm in this kind of position, like, dude, I'm definitely pleased. Thank you for giving me a free ride up the road. You never know. So I'm not trying to not burn any watts. I just don't really want to burn a full-on match. And like right here, I know guys they're all behind me. I can look behind me. Now, right now, I sort of fall off this wheel, but then I look back and there's a Mike Spikes on my wheel, and he's not going to cover that. So I'm kind of like, shoot, you know what I mean? And I guess if I had been more patient, I could have just swung off and let other guys fill that in. But, you know, I'm worried that now that we're almost halfway through this race, that there's going to be a chase group that forms. Like, I felt like that was really going to happen. There was going to be a little mini chase group that would form and then meet up with or bridge to the Mike Spikes guy off the front. But it's just like no one was able to go hard enough to make the race hard enough so everyone was fresh enough to go with everything, which is so frustrating. But by me being super patient, right? See this guy freaking, I pulled off and he throws an attack. But right here, patience, I'm trying to invoke my patience aura. And usually I'd be chasing those guys. I'd be blowing matches to chase those guys. But I'm just going to be a little patient and let everyone do all that work. And I've said this before, and there's this saying of eat off everyone else's plate before you eat off yours, right? Let everyone else use their energy before you're using yours. And there's obviously way easier said than done. But I mean, that was awesome. I didn't have to bridge to that at all. Everyone else did it. And I'm kind of just hanging out here in the back while guys are just smashing it. You can just tell that they're burning a ton of watts, to try to get away. Now here, this guy, he keeps bridging. He pulls everyone. I know he's kind of further back. But in the 1-2s, a lot of times, man, guys, even if they're far back, if their teammates up the front, dude, they'll just separate everyone off the back. There's been plenty of times in the 1-2s where just like half the field gets split off because of team tactics. So I liked that he didn't do that. And then so here, after it got a little bit fast, I sort of roll up the right, and I'm trying to be efficient and patient. And this, I felt like was a really good move because I didn't have to really burn any matches. I didn't full on get on it. I tried to just sort of sneak away. But as soon as I got off the front, just dudes were sprinting to get on my wheel. So I shut it down. Got to be patient. And you can see, dude, the Mike Spikes was always on the front. They're always on the front, kind of controlling that pace, making sure that they can respond to moves because they have a guy off the front. There's a guy just off the front. He's in TT mode, picking up all the preems, just being a total monster, right? And so we're now definitely halfway through the race, and I want to kind of stay up front. This guy, we had talked during the race, and we were sort of chatting of like, hey, let's sort of team up because we don't have teams. And so I'm not going to chase him. Ideally, he wouldn't chase me, and we would sort of try to work off each other's efforts. So I am letting everyone chase him down, which he was a cat too. He actually wrecked in the last turn. Not good. But so everyone's chasing him, and then you could see this little group going, has a Mike Spikes. There he is, way up at the front. And so this starts to feel like, hey, man, something could happen here. I sort of hesitate, and which, you know what I mean, is a bummer, because I kind of have to burn a bit of a match to make it up to this hit squad dude. But I feel like that was, there were so many of these little moves that maybe could have happened or maybe could have worked, but Mike Spikes, you can see him right here. He's just looking like, dude, I'm not going to make any work. If you guys want to pull me up, sure. Or if we can get something going, okay, but I'm not going to just voluntarily drag my teammate back. And I think that this might have been pretty much like, okay, so right here, Tarun, they're attacking. I thought he was going to slot in. I didn't realize he had a teammate up the road. This is what I would definitely say is worth kind of burning a match for, because you had Mike Spikes, Tarun, and that hit squad guy, he's super strong. But again, Mike Spikes on the front, he's like, no, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna pull. So trying to make sure that I'm being patient, but I'm not just sitting in the back and letting everything ride away. He flicks his arm. It's like, dude, everyone's on our wheel. There's no reason to keep pushing. Like, I'm just gonna be pulling everyone. So then Mike Spikes again on the freaking front, just dictating that pace. And what's kind of crazy is the two big teams were Mike's and Tarun, and here they are, like in full force on the front, really being present in the race. which is just kind of neat to see, those guys working so well together. And I would say right about now, the Mike Spikes guy off the front, like he's probably gone. I think we got him close to like 20 seconds or so. This might be the last effort that the whole group kind of put together, and then everyone just sat up and did nothing at all. Right here, I kind of have to like swing around this Tarun guy to stay on this. And we sort of had a gap here. And I tell them, go! Because I'm like, dude, let's go, And I mean, he's putting in some solid watts right here. This hit squad guy. He definitely is trying to make this work. But our gap is so small, maybe a few bike lengths. So I do pull through, and, I give it a little bit. Right? I'm going to try to maintain the speed. I'm going to see how this sort of develops, because I want to be patient. I don't want to destroy myself when we're just going to get caught, because that's what's been happening. But dude, everyone was just on the wheel. It was just strung out, and so there's really no point for me to continue pushing this, because I don't have a team yet. I have no job, no reason to push. Now, my little buddy during the race here pats his butt like, hey, let's go. And he was like he was going to swing around, but then kind of got blocked. And so I'm on his wheel, but then there's this other guy in the blue. So you can see patience. He says like, hey man, chill. This isn't the time to go, because we have another guy that's sort of putting in a dig. So I'm sitting on their wheels for a little bit. And then what happens? So you can see again, freaking Mike Spikes always on the front. And then this guy, he was eager he looks like a sprinter. He snaps. And I sort of kind of wanted to go, but it's like, no, bro, let everyone else do it. Let's let this race develop. Maybe something happens and we all just start going, but pretty much racing for the win is over. Mike Spike's dude is gone, so maybe we can race for second. That little attack, he swings off to the right. I swing to the left, and I try to just motor around. I'm hoping that, dude, Mike Spikes has no reason to chase me, because their guy is for sure going to win this race. Like, he's almost lapped us. He's closer to the back of our group than we are to him, if that makes any sense. So, but nope, they did not want that to happen, which was a bummer. But then literally the next lap, a guy does a very similar move, and you can see him in the green right there, and they let him go, right? Because there's like no reason to chase him. We're not racing for the win. I wish that other people would chase him, but anyway, they let him go, and he stayed away to get second. That was kind of what I was hoping to do. Then you can see that the Mike Spikes freaking solo laps us. And look, there was a ton of team tactics going on. His team definitely was blocking for him for sure. No one was really had a big chase, but it didn't matter. And we did almost 26 miles an hour average for our group. So, like, not taking anything away from that dude, he had to put in a gnarly effort, and he sent it, and he got it. I mean, that was super impressive. So we're on the last lap. I've burned really no matches. I mean, I've hit a few little spikes of watts, but I have not actually put in a solid dig. So I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling spunky. And the dude who's lapped the field is just on the front drilling it. Leading everyone out. And I'm surprised that it wasn't faster, or I would have thought guys would be attacking now. I'm like, why is no one attacking? So then I attack, because we were pretty close to the finish, and I snap and I go, and I actually have a match to burn. Usually at the end of the race, the last 20 seconds, 30 seconds of the race, I'm totally smoked. But I'm not smoked here, so I am able to give a good effort. Now, there was a wreck in the last turn, so maybe if that wreck didn't happen, I would have gotten swarmed like I always do. So there's that. You know what I mean? That wreck definitely probably helped me seal this second in the pack sprint, fourth overall, because there was a dude who lapped the field. You can see the guy in the green up there. We almost caught him. You know what I mean? And then the low bicycle guy, he was just on my wheel when I went, so he got like this free ride. But yeah, dude, I was trying to be more patient. It's not really that fun to be patient, but you get better results. You know what I mean? Like, top 5 is cool versus not top 5. So I got 4th and I raced, and that was that. Guys, thank you so much. Vegan Cyclist. Yeah.